Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to today's class. It's me, Aparna, again. Today is the second day of the workshop, and it is nice to have you all here. Me. Yep. Hi, Astha, Shakila, Ramesh, Sumin, Pradhan, Deepak, Tushar, Rashmi, Rajkumar, Rakshya, Rahul, Ashish, Keshav, Nima, Krish, Preeti, Suman, Mukesh, Rohan, Arshad, Shiva, Sai Venkat Reddy, a lot of you here. Okay. Anubhav, Sujan, Yogesh, Shravan. I'm not able to read all these names, but welcome everyone. And it is nice to have you again. I I will start the session very soon. The agenda of today's class is for me to do the reading workshop and the listening class. Okay, so that's the agenda. Yeah, you guys can also join tomorrow in case you're looking for specific help on writing and speaking. Okay. Sujan, good evening. Janaki, good evening. Karun, Afsia, Bhavani, welcome. Yes. I'm still accepting a lot of people. And I also saw your poll, I mean, the poll results that you guys are voting on. Most of you find the reading section more difficult than the listening area. Some of you find both to be equally difficult. Okay, so let's try and solve these problems one by one. Now, this is the agenda of today's class. I am going to be covering the reading area, telling you why you may be scoring a band 5, and then also doing some basics of some difficult question types. Okay. Now, you guys can just hang on and tell me very quickly as to whether you know the format of the reading and the listening test. Some of you attended the class yesterday, so you definitely might be knowing. I just want to know again from you guys if you know the format of the reading and the listening section. That's my question. Please keep answering while I just take 2 minutes of your time. Yes, why am I getting only few responses today? Kismat knows the format, Chinna knows the format, Afsia knows the format, Rakib knows the format, Rakshya, Shravan, Karan, Arshad, Sijo, Sumin, all of you are aware of the test format. Okay, now I am not going to be introducing myself in case you didn't attend the class yesterday. I will be sharing the recordings very, very soon after we complete all the 3 days. My name is Aparna, and I'm the chief coach at Verbalist. I mean, some of you have taken my class yesterday as well. Okay, in case you want more information about Verbalist, just visit our website to understand more about what we do. Okay. Okay, just to quickly summarize, the reading test is a 1 hour test, and you have 60 minutes to answer 40 questions, which means you have how many minutes? Divide that 1.5 minutes to answer each question. So it means that you have to be able to read your passage, you have to be able to understand the question and answer the question all in 1.5 minutes. Now, like the listening test, you don't have extra time to note down answers on your answer sheet. You have to do it all within the 60 minutes. And I told you yesterday that the format is different. You are aware of this. Now, what exactly is the band score? So remember, I told you yesterday that the IELTS test scores you in terms of bands. These bands define your ability or proficiency or level in your English language. And that is what is required by universities across the world. Whichever university you apply to or whatever country you go to will demand a certain level in the IELTS test. So here's your scoring. Now, if you're an academic reading student, you will have to score a 30 to 30, 32 to 34 in order to be a 7 or a 7.5. If you are a GT student, then you will be scoring a 6.5 or a 7. The scoring also is slightly different because of the difference in the test format. Okay, remember this. I mean, again, if you're an academic student, band 7 means 32 out of 40. If you are a GT student, 35 or 34 or 35 out of 40 is band 7. So, what should be your strategy for the reading section? How should you approach the passages? Now, in your academic reading, you have 3 passages. You have 12 to 14 questions per passage. You time your split like this. You spend 20 minutes, and you can write this down if you want to. You can spend 20 minutes per passage, and this is inclusive of the time for reviewing your answers. 20 into 3 becomes 60. That's it. Now, it means that, see, within 20 minutes, you're supposed to answer these 12, 13 questions. That's the requirement. Again, you know that. So out of these 12 to 13 questions, how many mistakes can you make? You have to be aware of that. So let's go back to the scoring criteria. So how much do you want? You want a band 7. That's a good score to have. It's a good score to target. Okay, you can't be satisfied with a 6 or a 6.5. You have to target higher. Okay, yeah. So you target a band 7. Now, if you want a band 7, it means you can make how many mistakes? 8, 6 to 8 mistakes. You can see that 8 mistakes is what you can make if you are an academic reading student. So 8 mistakes across how many passages? 3 passages. So how many mistakes per passage? 2 to 3 mistakes. So that gives you a picture that if you're making more mistakes per passage, there is no way that you can score a band 7 in your actual test. So the indication is that you have to spend time reading more. Okay, is that clear? Did you understand this strategy? And the same thing you apply for the GT test. If you have 5 or 6 passages, then in that case you are able to score well. I mean, if you have to score a band 7, how much should you score? 34. 34 is a band 7. Yeah, 34 is a band 7. So 6 mistakes only. So 1 mistake per passage is what is allowed. That is how you see whether you are actually reaching a band 7 or not. Did you understand this or not? Did you understand this strategy or not? Can you? Yes? Yes? Is this clear? Yes. Hmm. No, not clear. Deependra, why? I am just teaching you maths to handle mistakes in your reading test. Just giving you simple tips. Okay, telling you that if you have three passages, if you have to score a band 7, you can only make 6 to 8 mistakes, which means you are making about 2 to 3 mistakes per passage. That's all. You cannot make more mistakes than that. So, if you are practicing a passage just like that and you're making more than 2 to 3 mistakes, obviously you can't score a band 7. It's an indication that something is going wrong. That's your indication. That means you have to work on your reading skill. So apply this while you do your test as well. On your test day, this is what you do. So when you receive your score, you're not shocked. What happened? I didn't score, I didn't do so bad, but I'm still a 6.5 or a 5.5. You're not shocked. Okay, remember this. Remember this approach, and you follow the same thing in your listening test as well. Okay. Now, coming to basically, some of you said, I mean, most of you said that reading is what is your major problem. You feel that, you can't really get a hang of reading. So, the reason you may be scoring less in that area is just that you're not reading fast enough. You're not able to recollect what you read. You're looking at the wrong place in the passage. You don't know grammar rules. Okay, that's the problem. So you are having any of these five problem statements and you just have to solve them. Now I want to know, I asked you that question on the group, and how many, 36 of you actually said that you have problems with the reading area. Just two of you said that you have problems with listening, and 20 said you have problems with both. So I just want to understand, out of 1 to 5, what is your problem? Why you may be going wrong? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Come on. No, no, no. Read. I'm asking you the reason. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Good. And remember, you were people who said reading is a difficulty. So I'm I'm literally asking you your reason. I'm asking you to tell me your reason. Yeah. You are not identifying the meanings correctly. And that's the issue. Yeah. No, again, see, you get stuck with passage in matching headings, you get stuck with something. There has to be a reason why you get stuck. It is not that that question type is difficult. Again, Shravan. And people who are telling me that you are making mistakes with TFNG, MCQs, or this. The problem is one, two, three, four, or five. It is not anything else. The question is not a problem. The question is a problem because of these reasons. Okay, Rabin Raj finally asked me the question: how do I identify the right keywords? How do I read fast? Struggling to understand the theme of the passage. Now, did you guys attend my class yesterday by any chance? Did you? A quick yes or a no? Quick yes. Very quickly. I'm able to see your chat messages, you guys. Yes, you posted your reasons. I understood them. I saw. I mean, I took a look at a few questions. So yeah. Hmm. Hmm. You did. You did. Yeah. Okay. Some of you say no. It's fine. It's okay. I'm anyway going to do that in detail right now. Remember that every single thing is a problem that you need to tackle. Now, let's just take a look at one sample passage. Okay, it's a very, very simple sample passage. It's not very difficult or challenging. I'm just going to open that here. And I'm going to use that to show an example. I'm sure this passage is very, very simple. It's not the right example, but I'm just telling you, okay, just to show you an example. Remember that you have to be able to understand the whole gist of the passage before you head to the questions. Now, the first thing that you do when you get a passage like this is look at what questions you are supposed to answer. Are they true, false, not given? Are they matching headings? Are they matching information? Whatever the question type is, take a look at them. Take a look at quick questions. Summarize. I mean, quickly take a look. Don't try to spend time with the question. And the most common mistake that people make is to read the question first and then try to understand that answer from the passage. Unless you are a fast reader, you can never get this approach right. Okay, so you took a look at the questions, you head to the passage now and understand the gist or summary of the passage. What is gist, what is summary? You do that by identifying the keywords. Okay, okay, people getting, yeah, okay, right. So Dhruv is there here. Dhruv, yeah, please help with these queries. People are not able to hear me because they're not clicking my, their audio. Yeah, anyway, you have to summarize, or you have to try and summarize the passage from the keywords that are present. Now, this should happen within 3 minutes. Why 3 minutes? Why? Because see, every paragraph should take you about a minute to skim. That's what skimming is. What is exactly skimming? It is basically identifying the keywords, trying to read these keywords and trying to understand the gist. Gist means overall summary of the paragraph. And then moving ahead to the next one. Now, while you read this, you should be able to try to process information carefully and try to understand, okay, what is the bigger picture of the whole passage. You should be able to identify this before even you head to the questions. Why should you do that? You should do that because remember, you should be able to locate your answers correctly. We're going to do everything. Karan, please wait. You are going to be able to locate your answers well if you skim the passage well. All of you here, I'm not sure, some of you at least, are so focused on answering these questions correctly. But for the sake of the class, let's try to understand the approach the way it is. You cannot score well in the reading area without understanding this passage. You have to try and understand this passage faster. Now, let's go back to my reasons why you make mistakes. Okay, let's go back to them. Now, I taught you what you should do. I taught you what you should do for being able to recollect what you read. You have to skim the passage properly. That's what you need to do. Okay. And you need to identify some keywords in the passage that may match with the questions. You need to understand how true, false, not given, how matching features, matching headings work. So you need to be able to do 2, 3, 4. Now, yesterday I told you what you should do to read fast. If you have this problem of time management, how many of you have that problem? How many of you have that problem? How many of you have this problem of time management? Yeah. Okay, Ashish, Shakila, okay, Sijo, Bhavani, okay, Kismat, Shravan, a lot of you, Nosheen, Shakib, okay. See, reading fast does not mean you're able to understand fast. You are not reading fast enough means that you cannot force yourself to read fast. Remember this. All of you should understand that this is an exercise. You cannot get the results today. Okay, so I can't say, okay, come on, read fast, Yusuf. Come on, Bhavani, read fast. Come on, Rakib, read fast. It can't happen. You can't read fast today. It is not like solving a maths problem or answering a science question. You cannot read fast. You have to develop that habit. How do you develop that habit? I told you that yesterday, that when you read something in English, you will be able to read fast in general. I told you this yesterday, and I'm going to repeat this until you get this thing in your head, drilled in your head, that the first point, which is to read fast, cannot happen if you actually don't read in your real life. If you keep practicing reading tests online for free and also keep attending classes, also keep watching YouTube videos without actually spending time reading, it is not going to help. Okay, so you need to realize that fast enough and implement that fast enough. So you are how many people here? 70 people who are attending this class. So you are all now having this information, have this information and implement it in your real life. Now, what should you read? How can you understand and enjoy reading if you don't like reading? How can you enjoy reading if you don't understand English? Start with something that is simple, something that is easy to understand. Okay, it can be a newspaper, it can be any article on the internet, it can be a storybook, kids storybook, it can be anything, but develop that habit in order for you to read fast enough, and that's when your time will improve. Now, and how much time will this take if I have to calculate this for you? It depends on your ability, it depends on your habit of reading. I cannot assure you that. When you join my coaching programs, you will be only taught about how to handle question types. I will only be telling you to read. I'll be giving the same advice that I give you right now. So remember, I don't have anything hidden with me and I'm not sharing that with you. I'm telling you this, that this is the only way to achieve point one. Okay. Second thing, which is important, is to understand the grammar rules. How many of you learn grammar every day again? How many of you spend time learning grammar? Yeah, come on. Do you learn grammar every day? Try to learn grammar. No, okay, not every day, but at least once or twice a week you're revising a grammar. Aman, I'm literally close to my laptop. Uh, if you have issues, please check your audio. The others don't seem to have that. Okay. Yeah. Nosheen, this class is being recorded. Don't worry. Yeah. Yes. Trying. Okay. Trying. See, catching new words is not the same as learning grammar. Grammar is different. When you have fill in the blanks, you need to understand why, okay, what word comes there. You need to understand that. Okay, so let's say the question has this is dash new vehicle. This is a brand new vehicle. So you need to understand that it can be an adjective or an adverb. You need to understand this difference in order to score well in your reading area. So remember that this is a language test. And if you're writing a test in your own mother tongue, this is what you would do. Remember this. Okay, and that's what you're doing with English. The faster you realize this, the smarter you are with your score. Okay, remember this. Yeah, yeah. All right, great. So now let's just jump on to two question types in the reading area. And I'm going to start help you with the strategies, and then we'll jump to some listening practice, and then we'll talk about strategies. Yeah. So with true false not given, the passage asks you, or there's a passage, and then the questions are mostly statements. Okay. Now, these statements, you should be able to identify whether they are true, false, or not given. Okay. That's what the question is. Now, I'm just giving you small sentences as passages. Obviously, your passage will be very similar to what I showed you, the Marie Curie passage, even longer sometimes, not something that's as short. Okay. So, the line in the passage is the glass contains some liquid. The meaning क्या है कि glass में liquid है. That's it. Okay. Statement one says, okay, this is question 1, 2 and 3. Imagine these are your 3 questions. तो statement 1 में लिखा है कि glass में पानी है. तो does पानी equate to liquid? Not really. So liquid can be anything. It can be water, it can be mercury, it can be alcohol, it can be juice, it can be soap water, it can be anything. Okay, so please remember that this one is not the same as liquid. तो एक वर्ड को हटा के दूसरा वर्ड डाल दिया, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो false है. This is not given. You can't conclude that the glass contains water just because it says the glass contains liquid. Okay, that's the thing. Now, so this means that this is not given. The glass contains water, we don't know. It may contain water, may not contain water. The passage does not say it. So this is not given. Now, statement 2 says the glass does not tell me, I don't know Bengali, I only know Hindi, Zakaria. Okay. The glass does not have liquids at all. It means that there is no liquid at all in the glass. तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ, ये कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट कर रहा है पैसेज को. दैट इज वाई दिस इज फॉल्स. कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट मतलब ऑपोजिट जो है पैसेज में वो बोल रहा है क्वेश्चन. तो दैट इज व्हेन द आंसर इज फॉल्स. और ट्रू होगा जब द ग्लास कंटेन्स सम लिक्विड मटेरियल इन इट, मतलब it's the same as the passage. That's when it is true. Okay, yes, Dikshant. So if you take a look at statement 1, this contains water. You can't conclude from the passage that liquid means water. You can't say that. Okay, water is a liquid, but liquid does not equate to being water. The glass does not have liquids at all. Ye hai opposite pura. So you will have, this is actually a false statement. It's opposite to what the passage is telling. Similarly, statement 3 has some liquid material in it, is the same as the passage. Hence, the answer is true. Is that clear now? Yes? Okay, I don't know Bengali. Thank you for someone who's translating that to Bengali. Appreciate all the help. Is that clear? Yeah? Everyone? Come on. Yeah, yeah. Statement 1 is still not clear. We'll do an example, Shakila. Okay? We'll do an example. Yeah. Everyone else? Hmm. 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 Okay. 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 Good. Good. Now you guys try. You guys try. 1 is not given. Yes, Shakila. Yes. 2 is not clear. Why is 2 not clear, Zakaria? 2 क्यों clear नहीं है? 2 is not is the opposite of what the passage says. तो वो हुआ false. Right? Anyway, try answering these questions. Now, this is your passage. 3 statement है. तीनों statement में एक है true, एक है false, एक है not given. Remember that if you have 5 questions, उसमें one of it will be true, false, not given. मतलब true, false and not given will definitely be answers. एक भी answer not given नहीं होगा, ऐसे कहीं नहीं होगा. So there will be answers that have all the options. ठीक है? तो yeah, please try and answer these questions to me. So Janki, I said that there will be one answer that is definitely not given. And Janki is exactly making the same mistake that I told before. Okay. Janki has got it now. Amazing. Give it all in one answer, 1 plus. One answer. Hmm. Good. Good. One sentence. Sorry, I meant one sentence. Dikshant, in one sentence, if you can. You guys are giving me answers correctly. एक सेंटेंस में तीनों आंसर देना मेरे को. Yeah. Veeramani, you are answering it incorrectly. Yeah, exactly. Correct. 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 So it is false that Delhi has significantly lesser pollution. It is one of the most polluted cities in India. वो कैसे lesser होगा? This is opposite of that. Okay. Correct. Very good, Rabin. Everyone. Good job, Zakaria. You also got it now. Mumbai is one of the largest polluted cities in India. Is not given. It is not mentioned. तो हमने दिल्ली को हटा के मुंबई डाल दिया. It does not mean it is false. It is not false. मुंबई का कोई अता पता नहीं है पैसेज में. तो the answer is false. Sorry, not given. There is nothing about Mumbai. It's not given. Third statement is true because of the fact that it's the same as this. Alarming matlab are really high. Okay, so that's the thing. This is your statement number 3. Okay, is that clear to you guys? Now you're understanding the technique to true false not given. Yeah. So remember that the statement is true means that the answer is correct. I don't know Hindi. Please tell in English. Okay, Zakaria, I will take in. Point taken. I thought people here are more comfortable with Hindi, but yeah, I will explain only in English. Anyway, so if the statement is there, but it is incorrect from what is given in the passage, then the answer is false. If you can't find information from the passage given in the question statement, it is not given. That's how it is. Okay, right. So let's quickly, very quickly, try the Marie Curie passage that I gave you guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a timer and all 60 of you are going to practice. Please don't leave the class because again, you're missing on practice. Just stay around. You may have network issues and this and that. Just please try staying here. Sorry. I've given you the questions in the chat and your passage is there here. Please read the questions, read the passage, and I am giving you 4 minutes, sorry, 4.5 minutes to practice this. Come on. Your time has started. Guys, I request you to don't not leave the class, then you're missing out on the questions. I can't keep pasting the questions. So please stay around. Don't leave the class. Yeah. This is your passage. I have sent the questions on the chat. Come on. 4.5 minutes is what you have. Preferably, again, Aman, what did I tell you? That if there are 3 questions, one of them will definitely be false, true, and not given. If there are 5 questions, 6 questions, all the 3 options will be taken. There will never be a case like this. So, yeah, one of your answers is incorrect. Identify which one. Preferably in one sentence, Shizu, Srizu. In one sentence. Rabin Raj is given. Dikshant, also in one sentence, please. Krishna, this is exactly what I said. Don't leave the class in between. Just scroll up on the chat, you will find the questions. This is what happens. Please give me questions. You guys have to understand that I can't waste time. Okay, you have 1.5 minutes more to identify your answers. See, let's go back to the answers now. Okay, your time is up. I will, because I feel that I've given you enough time. Yeah, because still some of you are asking me for questions. I can't wait for you guys to complete. Yeah, so first question says that Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Marie's Nobel Prizes. This is false because this guy won the award with Marie Curie in 1903 for physics, and then she was the sole winner. She was the only winner of 1911 Nobel Prize for chemistry. So he was not the joint winner for both prizes. He was the joint winner for just one prize. This is incorrect, and hence this is false. Now, let's look at Marie became interested in science when she was a child. Now, if you take a look at this, Marie was remarkable, extremely good for her prodigious memory, expert level memory, and at the age of 16, won a gold medal on completion of her secondary education. Now, she then had to take work as a teacher, but nothing about the fact that she became interested in science, nothing of that sort. So we really can't conclude that this is true or false. The answer here is not given. It is not given in the passage about when she became interested in science. Okay, now let's look at option number 3. Marie was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. Take a look at this sentence. Her sister Bronia's medical studies in Paris on the understanding that Bronia would in turn help her get education. So it's basically true that she went to Sorbonne. Sorbonne is a university, Kismat, at the Sorbonne, University of Paris. She went there because her sister fulfilled that promise, Kismat. Sister said that you go to Paris, I will pay for your education. If, yeah, Bronia would help her get an education. So Bronia wanted to study medicine, and this girl, Marie, helped her sister, study medicine. And in return, Marie asked that I want you to fund my education. So that understanding was there between the sisters, and this was fulfilled in 1891. Now, question number 2 is not there in the passage. Zakaria, you can see that. We can't tell that she was interested in science because of this statement. So the answers are false, not given, and true. Okay, I hope you understood this now, and I hope I hope you understood the strategy to true, false, not given. Now, coming up is matching headings. Now, in matching headings, you are going to be identifying the summary of a certain paragraph. How many of you find this difficult? Quick raise of hands or on the chat again. How many of you find this difficult, matching headings? most difficult? Okay. 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 Great. It is tough, very tough. See, why is it tough? Let's again reason it out. Rabin Raj also says it's tough. Zakaria, Ramesh, everyone tells it's tough, right? Now, what I tell to my students is this, that you are identifying a summary to the passage. Remember that. What is summary? Anything that is telling the passage in a whole meaning, paragraph in the whole meaning. You are identifying the central idea. Why is that paragraph written? You are identifying that and then identifying a title to the paragraph. So you can't do this by reading the keywords alone or reading only one sentence, first and the last sentence, and identify your headings. It's not the right way. You read all the sentences together as if it were a story. You have to read it that way, and then identify the summary of the paragraph, and then identify the title. Okay, is that clear? Did you understand that? Exactly, Bhavani. So you have to take it slow. Like, this is where you take 1.5 minutes completely just to read the paragraph completely. No question of keywords, nothing of that sort you're doing. Okay. Please don't be confused with your headings here. It's basically, yeah. Okay, this is the right heading. Now let's do this. But the thing is, you should remember what you read. You can't keep going back and forth between headings and passage. That's where you're wasting time, which is why your memory has to become strong. For your memory to become strong, you have to read. So it's a habit that you have to fulfill. So reading habit you can't take lightly if you have a problem here. So let's try to understand this together, and let's see if I can give you some practice in this area. Okay, first let me explain it as a story to you, and then you will tell me the summary, and then we'll identify the heading. Okay, yeah, yeah. Facing, how to solve this time, I'm telling you that, Bhavani. So just try to listen to me. I'm telling you a story. Okay, and you have to understand this as a story. That's all. I will speak in very, very simple English. Try to understand me. Facing backlash in February over a sweater that looked like blackface, Gucci followed a now predictable course. Means, what does this mean? Facing backlash. Backlash, basically facing insult for something that you did, facing everything got backfired, controversy, yes, that's backlash in February over a sweater that looked like blackface. So basically, this company, Gucci, which is a luxury brand, released a sweater that looked like blackface. And they kind of got into trouble for that. So they followed a predictable course, means that what the company had done was predictable. Company officials apologized, said sorry for appearing to mine demeaning imagery from the past. Mine, dig, insulting imagery from the past. So they apologized for this and said, no, this is not what we meant. We're sorry. And then they hired an expert in global diversity. Hired a global diversity czar means hired an expert in global diversity who is African American. Expert, yes, correct. Okay, so in order to avoid or improve their company image, Gucci hired an expert. Okay, and they said, okay, sorry and everything, and then this expert was African American and promised to create multicultural scholarships and a more diverse workforce. Means they promised that, okay, there will be multicultural, a lot of cultural people, basically belonging to different cultures, will be there, and they will have a diverse workforce. That's what the question said. Now, Burberry announced a similar, Burberry is another company. It announced a similar effort after it showed a hoodie that looked like news the same month. Hoodie, you know what a hoodie means? Anything that has that hood, sweatshirt. Look like news. In Hindi, news means fancy, means anything that you used to hang, the rope that you used to hang. That's basically bad, right? And Prada, also a luxury company, did the same thing after they unveiled a line of figurines that also resembled blackface. So basically, all these companies insulted the blacks, the African Americans, and that's what they did. And everyone kind of followed the same thing. They said sorry, and then they hired a global diversity expert, and then they promised that, yeah, we will have people from all cultures. We are a very culture friendly company. That's what everyone did. All these are luxury brands, fashion luxury brands. Did you understand the paragraph at least? Yes, everyone? Yes. So you have to understand it like this, as if it is a story. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Great. Now, what is the summary of the passage? Sorry, of the paragraph? What do you think? What can be the summary? It's okay, but I told you the story, Srizu. You understand this? What can be the summary? Can you tell me? Okay. The summary is that every brand did the same thing and started trying to be multicultural, right? So if we take a look at these headings, we have to say hiring of diversity experts becoming popular, or fashion industry learning some important lessons. Two seems to be the most appropriate because the whole paragraph talks about fashion industry learning some important lessons. So that's why the answer to this paragraph is two. So in order to do matching headings, you have to definitely do a lot of reading. And if you find this difficult, I think it means that you need to now act on this and try to read more of English. If you can't process so much English at once, and it is difficult for you to understand this as a story, even, it is a problem. Okay, it's not that you have to worry or something, but please try writing or sorry, reading more than what you're doing. For the summary of the paragraph, yeah. So you get options like this, Suman. You have 6 or 7 paragraphs, you have 8 or 9 headings. You have to match the right heading with the right paragraph. You get options, you don't have to write it. I did it that way because then you understand it the right way. That's it. Okay. Did you understand what to do with matching headings? Yes. Yes. Do you understand it? You want to practice it? Of course. Why not? Right? Okay. Give me a moment. But remember, I mean, whatever practice you do, whether it's from this or whether it's from the paragraph that I gave you, you have to remember what you read. And you guys, whoever is staying in the class right now, you can't leave the class. I can't send the headings one more time. I'm just, I'll just keep doing this for the rest of the class otherwise. I am pasting the headings. Please stay in the class, read your headings, and I am only going to give you paragraph A. Okay, this paragraph, I hope the text is clear. Yeah, this paragraph, read it and try to identify the right heading. So for this, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to read, and your time has begun. 2 minutes to read it. It's okay, Kismat. You have 45 seconds to go. Don't be demotivated. Just try to read sentences in bits and pieces. It will become easy for you. Okay. Take a look at this. Let me help you here. 20 more seconds. Calm down, guys. Calm down, calm down. Okay. Let's read the paragraph together again. So, some years ago, several theoretical physicists, these two physicists, people who are experts in physics, okay, began publishing research papers on traffic flow, normally read by traffic engineers. They were clearly working outside their usual sphere of investigation, means that people who are physicists were working outside their usual field. Okay. They had noticed that if they simulated, exactly replicated the movement of a vehicles on a highway using the equations that describe how molecules of the gas move, some very strange results emerged. So basically, they tried replicating the whole movement of vehicles similar to how molecules of a gas move. Okay, of course, vehicles did not exactly behave like gas molecules. For example, drivers obviously try to avoid collisions, whereas molecules of gas, they definitely collide, right? Yeah, however, the physicists modified the equations to take the differences in account. And overall description of traffic as a flowing gas has proved to be a very good one. The moving gas travel model of traffic reciprocates many phenomena in real world traffic. So basically, they are saying that gas molecules and vehicles in traffic is the same. Now, they're trying to help you understand why. The strangest thing came out of these equations. The implication, however, was the implication that congestion, traffic jam, can arise completely spontaneously, can arise anytime. No external causes are necessary. Vehicles can be flowing freely along at a density still well below what the road can handle, and then suddenly gel into a slowly moving ooze. So what they're saying is vehicle can be moving freely. Suddenly they are just becoming, congested, okay, and becoming slow moving. But under the right conditions, you can actually basically with just minor fluctuations in speed or distance, it takes just that to trigger a system-wide breakdown. Basically, if you imagine vehicles moving on a highway, just a small change in speed of one vehicle can cause traffic jam. You've seen that. That's what they're saying. So they're basically comparing traffic jam with movements of gas molecules. And that's what the analysis that physicists had done. So if you take a look at heading for A, yeah, how a concept from one field of study was applied in another. So basically, movement of gas molecules was applied in understanding traffic congestion. Did you understand this? Everyone, I think, gave me the answer as 3, which is good. Did you understand this? Do you want to do this as an exercise? Do it. Okay. Please do your answers as an exercise. Answers are there behind. Please try to answer them. Okay. Okay. Amazing. Now heading to the listening test. The listening test is slightly different. Like I said, you have 4 parts containing 4 sets of recordings, and you're answering different sets of questions. Okay. Some questions can be sentence completion, where you're completing sentences. Some can be form completion, where you're filling out missing information in a form, choosing the right answer, or you're matching information, okay, to with questions and options. You're completing a diagram, you're completing a notes, anything. So it can be fill-ups, it can be completing a diagram, it can be multiple choice, it can be matching, anything. Okay, so let's just look at one example of matching with the listening test. So this is how the questions look like. If you see, you have 5 questions and you have 3 options. So you may choose any letter more than once, because there are 5 questions and 3 options. One option can be applicable to more than one question. That's how you do it. Okay. Now, how do you do it? How will the recording play? You will be allowed to read the questions first, just like what we're doing, and then the recording will start automatically. So the question says, what does Jack tell his tutor about the following course options? He'll definitely do it. He may or may not do it. He won't do it. What is he doing? Okay, we need to identify that. Let's listen to the audio very, very carefully. Sorry.
You will hear a man talking to an official
Attention.
at a tourist information office. Can I help you?
Yes.
You will hear a communication studies student talking to his tutor about optional courses for the next semester.
So these are the optional courses, and he's telling his tutor whether he'll do it, he may or may not do it, or he won't do it. It's either A, B, or C. Please listen carefully. The order of the recording will be based on the questions. 1 second, Kismat, and then you identify. Come on.
Come in. Oh, hello, Jack. Have a seat. Right. You said you wanted to see me to talk about your options next semester?
That's right. We have to decide by the end of next week. Really, I'd like to do all 5 options, but we have to choose 2, don't we?
Yes, but the choice depends on your major to some extent. You're majoring in communication studies, aren't you?
That's right.
So, for example, the media studies option will cover quite a lot of the same area you did in the core module on mass communications this semester, the development of the media through the last 2 centuries in relation to political and social issues.
Well, that was interesting, but I've decided I'd rather do something completely new. There's a women's studies option, isn't there?
Yes, women and power. Again, it has a historical focus. It aims to contextualize women's studies by looking at the legal and...
Were you paying attention? Did you pay attention to what he said for media studies?
Quite a lot of the same area you did in the core module on mass communications this semester, the development of the media through the last 2 centuries in relation to political and social issues.
Well, that was interesting, but I've decided I'd rather do something completely new. There's a women's studies option, isn't there?
Yes, women and power. Again, it has a historical focus. It aims to contextualize women's studies by looking at the legal and social situation in the 19th and early 20th centuries.
So it would be useful if I intended to specialize in women's studies, but I'm not sure I do actually.
Well, it might still be useful to give you an idea of the issues involved. It's taught by Dr. Steed.
Oh, really? I'll sign up for that then. What about the option on culture and society?
That addresses the historical debate on the place of culture since the Industrial Revolution in Britain.
So a historical focus again.
Do I get the message you're not so keen on history?
Well, it's just that we seem to have done quite a lot this semester. Anyway, I'll think about that one.
If you're interested in a course focusing on current issues, there's the option on identity and popular culture that approaches the subject through things like contemporary film, adverts, soap operas, and so on.
That sounds interesting. Can you tell me who runs it?
Well, it's normally Dr. Stevens, but he's on sabbatical next semester, so I'm not sure who will be running it. It should be decided by next week, though.
Right. Well, I might wait until then to decide. And the last option is Introduction to Cultural Theory, isn't it? I'm quite interested in that too. I was talking to one of the second year students, and she said it was really useful. It made a lot of things fall into place.
Yes, but in fact, in your major, you'll have covered a lot of that already in Communications 102. So that might be less useful than some of the others.
Oh, I'll forget about that one then.
Now, while you're here,
You noticed what he said about each course? About 21, he said that the teacher said that he's already done it. So there's no point doing it. So it's C. Women and power, he'll definitely take it up because it's something that's new. Culture and society, he might have to think about it. Identity and popular culture, he'll wait till next week to make the decision, which is B. Introduction to cultural theory. Take a look.
but in fact, in your major, you'll have covered a lot of that already in Communications 102. So that might be less useful than some of the others.
Oh, I'll forget about that one then.
I will forget about that one. Yeah, so it's C. Sorry, it's C, not A. Okay, so answers here are C, A, B, P, and C. Did you guys get it? Yes, good. Ashish, Redovan, Sumin. Last one is C. Yes, I hope Krishna is also clear. I hope the others who didn't participate, are you guys clear about it? Yes. Asta, Abhishek, Afsia, Nahyan, Aman, Bhavani, Krish, Preetija, Rabin Raj, Rahul Yadav. Could you cross-check 24? 24 is identity and popular culture. He said he'll wait till next week, remember?
Running it. It should be decided by next week, though.
Right. Well, I might wait until then to decide.
He might wait until then to decide. So in case someone is wanting to do this as an exercise, these are your sample questions. I picked it up from the official website of IELTS. You may take a look at it there. Okay, so the strategy here is you wait for the question to arrive in the recording, listen to the recording carefully, and then arrive at your answer. That's the strategy. I hope you're paying attention. Yeah, the strategy is that you pay attention to the question, wait for the recording to say the answer, listen to the recording extremely carefully, which will avoid all these confusions about 22 and 24. I will play it one more time and I will not play it after that. Pay attention to the recording. Preeti, also CABBC. That's our answer. No. He's waiting means that he may or may not do it. He might wait to decide on it, Suman. That's what he said. He can't wait. When did he say that? Okay, guys. Okay, one more time. I'm going to play all the questions, and then we'll wrap the class up.
Talk about your options next semester?
That's right. We have to decide by the end of next week. Really?
You're majoring in communication studies, aren't you?
That's right.
So, for example, the media studies option will cover quite a lot of the same area you did in the core module on mass communications this semester, the development of the media through the last 2 centuries in relation to political and social issues.
Well, that was interesting, but I've decided I'd rather do something completely new.
I'd rather do something completely new means he won't do it. So that's C.
There's a women's studies option, isn't there?
Yes, women and power. Again, it has a historical focus. It aims to contextualize women's studies by looking at the legal and social situation in the 19th and early 20th centuries.
So it would be useful if I intended to specialize in women's studies, but I'm not sure I do actually.
Well, it might still be useful to give you an idea of the
He changed that stand after this trainer said it.
issues involved. It's taught by Dr. Steed.
Oh, really? I'll sign up for that then.
I will sign up for that then. So it's A for 22.
What about the option on culture and society?
That addresses the historical debate on the place of culture since the Industrial Revolution in Britain.
So a historical focus again.
Do I get the message you're not so keen on history?
Well, it's just that we seem to have done quite a lot this semester. Anyway, I'll think about that one.
If you're interested in a course focusing on current issues, there's the option on identity and popular culture that approaches the subject through things like contemporary film, adverts, soap operas, and so on.
That sounds interesting. Can you tell me who runs it?
Well, it's normally Dr. Stevens, but he's on sabbatical next semester, so I'm not sure who will be running it. It should be decided by next week, though.
Right. Well, I might wait until then to decide.
I might wait until then to decide. That's the sentence. So you guys have to be extra attentive to the audio. Now, this one also, anything, Ashish, anywhere in the listening test, it's not about strategy. The strategy is that you wait for the question, listen to the audio completely, with focus, with complete attention, not missing even one sentence, remembering everything that you read. So for this, you need to develop focus on listening, and that means you have to listen more. So remember, for the listening and the reading sections, the whole strategy, the overall strategy is to just listen and read more in a way that you're able to remember what you read, remember what you listened to. Without this, there is an understanding of accents. There is absolutely no way that you can score well in these two sections without that. Okay, so please don't take mock tests to check whether you're improving. Instead, work on the right thing to improve your score. And I hope I gave you clarity here. And once again, I am going to be talking about my paid coaching programs. And tomorrow is your last chance to enroll in these coaching programs because we open them only every weekend. And the same offer might not be given to you because once you've taken a free class, you pretty much understand how we teach. So, I mean, we don't extend these offers too much for one person. So please make sure that you utilize this opportunity to enroll in these programs. The course fee and all these details are available on these links. The course detail is here. So you have a 2 months course, a long course. If you have a lot of time, you get 5 weeks worth of classes with 10 mock tests in each section. Course fee is 12,000 rupees. With a discounted price, it comes to 9,600, close to 10,000 Indian rupees. Spotlight course is a 14-day course with classes for 6 hours and then 1 week for utilizing the mock tests. You have to spend 5,000 Indian rupees for getting coaching on one section. Okay. The mock package is 2,200 rupees. You get video lessons with 5 mock tests on all these sections. The speaking test happens live with the trainer. The writing test, you take the test and submit your answers. And let's say you just don't want to spend that much money, just want to understand where you are in writing and speaking, that's when you take the trial package. 500 rupees there. The discounts are available only on IELTS Essence and Spotlight. For these two courses, there is no discount. You can't bargain with our counselors on the course fee. Okay, that's certainly not allowed. In case you have questions, you can reach out to us, the trainers, for any kind of queries that you have about how the course will happen. But in case you have you still want to explore more options, you're open to do that. But these are the course options, and when you fill up this form, you'll be asked these details. Okay, about which section you need help in, how much time you have, which test you're writing, and of course, please enter your WhatsApp number properly. Okay, yeah. And that's the form. That's the Google form. It's also there in the WhatsApp group. Some of you are asking me the recording of this class. I will give it tomorrow. For class recordings of all 3 days will be given tomorrow. In case you have questions, I am ready to answer them. Anyone who has questions to ask me? Any questions that you guys have? Anything? Tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow we're doing writing and speaking, how to prepare for grammar. Learn the basic rules, Yugesh, of articles, subject, verb, agreement, commas, verbs, tenses, everything. Learn them. That's how you prepare for grammar. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. About letter. Put your question in one sentence, Preeti. That's how I will understand what your question is. Yeah, one more time, the link to the admissions form is there here. Nobody is going to force you to make a decision. You are making the decision to enroll. Yeah, please make sure you fill the form if you are interested. Don't fill it if you're not interested or you want to explore more options. If you, let's say, want to get coached by me, that's when you fill up this form. Okay. How we write letter method. Preeti, it's just about answering the 3 bullet points in detail, writing one paragraph for each bullet point, and thinking of it as an actual person. That's how you write the letter. But that's about writing, Preeti. Okay, I think I'll see you guys tomorrow. In case you don't have any more questions, uh, please make sure you practice from the links I sent you, and also improve your listening and reading skill by following all the tactics and techniques that I taught today. In case you have questions about your preparation, please definitely reach out on DM. I will be able to help you, but limit your questions only to your IELTS preparation. I will not be entertaining any more questions. Okay, yeah. And also, please don't bother the other team members with your questions. In case you have specific questions about your IELTS preparation, reach out to one of us, Shaurya or me. And again, don't put inappropriate text to any of these team members. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a good night.